YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another video, and in today's video, I finally have a long-awaited video coming out. Finally, I'm doing my mock draft. I know I've been holding this video off for a very long time, but that was just my personal way of doing things. I didn't want to flood you guys with multiple mock draft videos like everyone else is doing, like a mock draft 1.0, mock draft 2.0, 3.0, so on and so forth. I didn't want to do that. Only the reason why I didn't want to do that is because of, say if I did a mock draft in probably, January, February-ish, and saying we're drafting Tua Tagovailoa, and now that we know that we came out and said that we're not drafting Tua Tagovailoa, I will have to make a whole nother mock draft, probably 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 right now. But now that I've waited and now the draft is, 2-3 weeks away, we're already basically set in stone to who we're going to draft or we're going to trade back. Now I can say that and have that in this video and know for sure what we're going to be doing instead of having to make multiple mock drafts and come in here and say, so now we know that we're not drafting him, he's out of the picture, then we're going to go to a new guy and see if we can draft him. But now that I waited and made my video in April, and with the draft being a couple weeks away, I know for sure in this short span of time that teams won't change their mind really that much often. Now it might happen, but it's not highly likely for a team to change their mind with this very short of time until the draft happens. So with that out the way, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the Redskins or the NFL. Let's get straight into today's video. And one more thing, tell me who you guys would draft. I'm gonna read you my list, and I have two scenarios. One where we just have use the second pick, and one where we use it as trade, where we trade back into the draft. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think we'll do differently with my picks, and what would you do differently in a trade back scenario. So let's get straight into it. So starting with our normal draft, where we will be using the number 2 pick. Starting with the round 1 number 2 pick. With the second pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select defensive end Chase Young from Ohio State. This is a no-brainer, man. This is a no-brainer. We've literally been talking about this not even since the season ended, but before the season ended. Since the Redskins have had that terrible season, we've said that he's coming here. It's pretty much set in stone. Even though it's like 90% that he's coming here and 10% that we trade back. That's just my personal opinion. It's all the red carpet is laid out for him. He's from here. It'll be a dream to come play for his home team. Play in front of the people he grew up of and loved. And on top of that, I think it just will be a good fit for the Washington Redskins. Now I know they said that we'll be interested in Chase Young, or Isaiah Simmons rather, but I already made a video on that, who I would rather have, and I said Chase Young only because, yes, I think Isaiah Simmons will be a good and great fit for whatever team he goes to, but I think that Chase Young will be a immediate impact and help out a team immediately when he gets there, and you will feel his presence immediately. Now, on the other hand, with Isaiah Simmons, I think that he will be a good fit for whatever team he goes to. I think it'll just take him longer to reach his peak, if you know what I mean. So that's why I'm saying Chase Young would be the perfect fit. Not only is he going to play better and play great because he's home again, but he'll be a great fit for the Redskins, especially with this new scheme he runs. We're running a 4-3 now, so he's going to be asked to strictly pass rush the quarterback and not dropping back into coverage. Even though he's been showing clips on his Instagram of him being able to do that, we know we want him to, get them strip sacks and bat down pigs and stuff like that. So I think he'll be an immediate impact for the Washington Redskins, and I think getting Chase Young is going the right way. And I think that he will really turn his team around. He'll make this team not have to have a great secondary, in which we don't have right now. And I think if we did have Isaiah Simmons, it would put more pressure on our secondary, which is weak now. And on top of that, if we get Chase Young, then I don't think our secondary will have to be as weak or as strong because of the quarterback won't have time to get rid of the ball. So I think us having a weak secondary is only going to have us getting Chase Young, and that's going to help them out even more. So moving on to our next pick, round 3. We don't have a second round pick, so round 3, the Washington Redskins select tight end Brycen Hopkins from Purdue. I really love Brycen Hopkins. I'm gonna keep this short, sweet, and simple. I really love Brycen Hopkins. He's a big dude. He has crispy route running. He has decent and great. Well, not gonna say decent. He has good hands. Could use a lot of work, but he has good hands. He can create separation for himself. And I really like Brycen Hopkins. I really do. I really hope we get him because Although this draft class isn't that good, he's probably one of the best tight ends that's coming out of this year. Probably him, Hunter Bryant, Thaddeus Moss. But I really think Bryson Hopkins is better than all of these guys in this draft class. The only person that's probably right under him is Hunter Bryant, in my opinion. So let's get Bryson Hopkins with the 3rd round pick. And now moving on to our 2 4th round picks. The 4th round pick could be a little controversy, only because I think that we can get this guy later in the draft too. Is also, but on my draft when I did it, I picked him in the 4th round. So the Washington Redskins select in the 4th round with the 4th overall pick, well, not 4th, but 4th round first pick that we have, since we have multiple. They select cornerback Lamar Jackson from Louisville. Not the quarterback Lamar Jackson, but the cornerback Lamar Jackson from Louisville. I really think he's a very underrated cornerback. I really think that he's a 2nd round talent, and he's dropping down to the 4th, 5th round. I really think he is. I think that he will come on this team and be an immediate starter, because if you look at his highlights, I'm not overhyping this dude. I really think he's a slept-on, underrated talent that can come to any team and compete for a starting job. But for the Redskins specifically, just because that's our team, I think that he can be a starter, considering the fact that we just lost Quentin Dunbar and we don't really have that great of outside corners, and our secondary is really weak. I think that he really can be a starter. Lamar Jackson is a really good cornerback. He's tall. He has great hands. He has great man-to-man skills. I don't think they really ran zone in Louisville, honestly. He uses his hands, and he has a great size, man. Honestly, I watched this one clip of when the dude beat him off the line. So the quarterback placed a good ball, but then Lamar Jackson just comes out of nowhere and just intercepts it. He has great abilities and athletic abilities, and he has great hands. He has, he can read the quarterback's eyes. He's just a overall great talent that is very underrated. I've been watching this guy since his sophomore, junior year of college, and I really want the Redskins to get him, so we cannot let this slip out of our hands. But even if we don't get him, I will be excited to see where he ends up in the NFL, man, because he's really a great talent, and he's really slept on. So let's move on to our next 4th round pick. I got the Washington Redskins drafting wide receiver Isaiah Hodgins from Oregon State. Now, when I talk about Isaiah Hodgins, I really think he's also a slept-on wide receiver. I'm not even saying this just because I'm a Redskins fan, and he's probably one of the best Redskins players on this team in his rookie year, and he's going into his sophomore year. Isaiah Hodgins really reminds me of Terry McLaurin. They have, not to mention they have the same number, 17, but they have the same body. They have the same body shape. Honestly, I'm really being serious when I say that. They're both slinky and skinny, but they're both not that tall, but they can go up and get in and fight with cornerbacks. I've seen this one play with Isaiah Hodgins. He was on the line. He was in the red zone. Quarterback hikes the ball. He runs towards the corner, and then he didn't shove off, but he just turns off his back back shoulder fade, goes up and get it. He's really like a Terry McLaurin. I want you guys to watch his highlights if you don't know who he is. He really reminds me of Terry McLaurin. They have the same body shape. He has great hands. He's not that big, not that small. He can go up and get it. He's very fast. He's like a Deshaun Jackson type if I could compare him to a great veteran receiver. He's a deep ball threat. He can catch the underneath routes if you want him to also. But he's really a great deep ball wide receiver. And when you get in that red zone, he's a very good threat. So let's move on to the 5th round. This is where I start to fall off, where I really start to not really pay attention to the 5th, 6th round, 7th round picks. Now, unless you're really an NFL fanatic, I'm an NFL fanatic, but I don't know about you guys. 6th, 7th round, I'm not gonna say that doesn't matter because Jimmy Moreland was picked in the 7th round, and see, look what he's done. But I think that this class was just really weak towards the backhand of the draft. So I got the Redskins selecting in the 5th round Jordan Fuller. He's a safety, and I think he's really decent. He can really fight for a job here, if not a starting job, but a depth job here in Washington, only because of our safety position is weak, not our strong safety, but free safety rather, because we have Sean Davis. They really have a lot of faith in Sean Davis, which is very, I'm not going to say rare to see, but very interesting, considering the fact that a lot of Steelers fans say that he sucks. So I had the Redskins taking Jordan Fuller in the 5th round, and I also had them coming back and getting Alex Smith in the next round, or Alex Taylor rather in the next round, offensive tackle. I really think that he's a very good offensive tackle. Now, this is probably the only person in the back end of the draft that I really looked forward to was Alex Taylor. Now we need a lot of offensive line help, and he can really be a good offensive tackle. He can play left guard, right guard, or left tackle rather, and he's really good offensive tackle. So with the last pick of the draft, I have the Redskins picking David Reese. David Reese is an inside linebacker. I really think he can be a decent depth piece. You know, we have a lot of linebackers, but if I don't know if they said that it was reported that the Redskins were very interested to him in the Michigan State's linebacker early in the draft, but I don't really see us picking a linebacker early in the draft since we have a lot of linebackers, young and old, and John Bostic, Thomas Davis, Cole Holcomb, Sean Dion Hamilton, list goes on. Josh Harvey Clemens. We're stacked at linebacker position, but I think that if we get another one like David Reese, he can be added to the mix. Not for a starting job, but also for depth, since that seems like what the Redskins' plans is to do, is to go after depth. Now that was my picks for the mock draft. Well, yeah, mock draft actually. That was the flat out picks. Now, they move on to the trade back scenario when the Redskins trade back. So, moving on right along, we have the Redskins trading back. Coming out second round pick, the Redskins have traded back their pick with the Miami Dolphins. Now, I personally don't think this is going to happen, but I kind of oversized it just a little bit. But I don't personally think that the Dolphins will give up all 3 first-round picks for Tua Tagovailoa. But I think they will be giving up 2 of at least them first-round picks, probably the 5 and 26 and a second-round pick for Tua Tagovailoa, but in this case, they gave up all 3 of their first round picks when I offered them the second round pick. They gave up their 5, 18, and 26 first round picks. So let's get straight into the pick. So with the 5th overall pick, the Washington Redskins select Jeffrey Okudah. Jeffrey Okudah is probably the best cornerback in this draft. Not too much to say about him. We know how good he is. People like to say that he's only good because of Chase Young but Chase Young being in the quarterback's face all the time, it was just easy interceptions. Which, I mean, I guess you can make an argument for that, but I think that he really has he has great talent. He's tall. He's not and he has very good speed considering the fact how tall he is. He has very good hands. He's physical, and he's just a good overall talent. And that's why he's going top 5. If the Dolphins didn't need a quarterback, I could see them taking him too. But they need a quarterback, so that's why we're trading him. Jeffrey Okudah is not going out of the top 5. That's the reason why he's going top 5 is because of how good he is. So let's move on to pick 18. The Washington Redskins select with the 18th overall pick, probably my favorite wide receiver in the draft, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, we know how good he is for Oklahoma. We know how good he is. He's fast, shifty, he has great hands, he can go up and get the ball, you know what I mean? We can move around him in the slot, the outside. We can do so much with CeeDee Lamb. It's crazy to talk about. I don't even have to speak on CeeDee Lamb that much often or that much more, but I think that he will be he would be a good fit for the Washington Redskins if we were to trade back, and that's if he's still going to be here, because the 49ers took the Colts first round pick because they traded DeForest Buckner to the Colts for the first round pick, and they have the 13th overall pick, and I think CeeDee Lamb will end up going there unless we trade back and he falls back just a little bit right into our lap. So we have CeeDee Lamb. Now with the 26th overall pick, we have Xavier McKinney from Alabama. Now this safety is really good. Honestly, I really think he's really, really, really good. When I say he's really good, he's really good. He can cover. He can come off the edge. I literally just watched his film. He had one highlight where he beat the left tackle, the LSU's left tackle, and got a strip pick from Joe Burrow. I was like, good Lord, you have a safety out here beating left tackles, and it's not like he just ran right around him. He ran into him, gave him a little one of them moves, one of them club moves, you know what I mean? And then he got the strip sack, man, the strip sack pick. So this would be really a good pick considering the fact how weak our secondary is and our safety spots is. This would be a great pick for the Washington Redskins, and considering the fact that our free safety position is whack, like I said, it would beef up the competition in training camp. So let's move on to our third round pick. Yep, our third round pick. I have us taking wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. from USC. Probably one of another underrated receivers that could easily go into the early second round, late first round picks. I don't even have to talk too much about Michael Pittman Jr. We know how good he is if you're a college football fan and you know and you really do your studies. Michael Pittman Jr. straight out of USC is a very good wide receiver. He's fast, he's tall, he has great route running, he has good hands. So he could really be a great pickup for the Washington Redskins. Now with the 108th pick for the Washington Redskins, I have the Washington Redskins, like I said, if not Bryson Hopkins, I have them drafting Hunter Bryant. Hunter Bryant is also a great tight end that I can see the Washington Redskins drafting. Not even just in the trade back scenario, but probably in the 4th round of our regular straight up draft where we don't make any trades. I can see them drafting Hunter Bryant. But Hunter Bryant is probably the other Bryson Hopkins, where he's the second or probably even the first in some people's eyes, the best tight end in this draft. But in my case, I think he's the second. I think Bryson Hopkins is just a tad bit better. Bryson Hopkins is really good. Hunter Bryant is really good. He has great hands. He's tall. He's very fast for a tight end position. And I think that he can really be the next coming of Jordan Reed's minus the injuries. So moving on, I have the Washington Redskins drafting with the 142th pick, Bryce Hall. And he's a really good person. He's a really good player on the field. In the 162th pick, I have the Redskins drafting Sean Smith-Bradley and James Smith-Williams to close out the draft. I didn't really want to talk to them because if I'm being honest, I really don't know too much about them. No, it's been your boy, One Guy. Like, comment, subscribe, help to the Redskins. Let me know what you guys think about my mock draft 1.0. I'm not going to do another one only because the draft is right around the corner. Let me know how y'all feel about my picks. Do you disagree? What would you change about it? Or do you think my draft is good? What would you change about the draft? Or what is your mock draft looking like? Comment it down below. Please, man. The comment section has been a little bit dry. I want to interact with you guys. What do you think about what do you think is going to happen in the draft? Are we going to draft Chase Young? Are we going to trade back Isaiah Simmons? What is going to happen? Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, me, boy, One Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, help to the Redskins. Peace. The floor is yours. Please hit that subscribe button so I can be able to stream for you guys. The floor is yours. I gave you my opinion. Like, comment, subscribe, help to the Redskins. Peace.